Welcome to the Ordinary Marathoner Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Ordinary Marathoner Podcast. My name is Coach Scott. I'll be your host today. It is Friday, February 5th. Hope you guys are having a great week so far. We are doing awesome here this week. Super efficient week. Got a lot of stuff done. Feel really, really good about it. We're just making progress. You know, sometimes you feel like you're stuck in the mud. And you just got to get a couple things done to just sort of get yourself out of it and just keep moving the ball forward. And I think we did that this week on a lot of different fronts, on the workout front, sort of on our business front. We've just started those wheels turning, and it feels really, really good. Hopefully you guys have been really productive with your weeks as well, too. So yeah, a lot going on this week. We had two new additions to our Patreon family. We have Scott Farsard and Tishan Laws, two longtime listeners to the show. Guys, thank you so much for your participation there. It really helps us out. I can't say it enough. And I think, you know, again, Patreon was something that I was sort of hesitant on adding. I just didn't think anyone would really want to support us in that way. But you guys have been awesome. You guys have been absolutely awesome. And we definitely have sort of the underlying cost of the podcast, like the data storage and all that stuff. All that is now pretty much paid for. So I can't thank you guys enough. It's awesome to just feel like you have that support. And really, you guys are awesome. And again, if you become a patron on Patreon, we will announce your name on the podcast and also add you to the scroll at the end of the show, which I did fix, Nick, by the way. I did fix it. I think I got to double check it, but I'm pretty sure I fixed it. That would be a triple check actually, because I did double check it. But we'll make sure that works going forward as well. Thank you guys so much. One thing that we haven't done in a while, or one thing we didn't do this year that we did last year. I talked about it with some people, some of you guys, I talked about doing a Super Bowl box pool, which is what we did last year. Last year, what we did was we said, hey, if you want a square in the Super Bowl box pool, all you had to do was run a mile and post it up on our page. I think we're a little bit beyond that point at the moment. We're a little bit too close. As we got 2 days to the Super Bowl. This really snuck up on me. Someone told me yesterday, like, oh, the Super Bowl is this weekend. I'm like, oh, wow, it is. Shocking. But, so I didn't have the box pool all set up. We've been a little bit behind on that. Here's what we're going to do. We have between 80 and 90 members of Team Ordinary. We're going to give all of you guys a free box. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go through the current registration for the Ordinary Marathon. By the way, if you want to add yourself, if you want to register, there's still plenty of time to register. You go to ordinarymarathon.com. Registration starts at only $10. So check that out. Add yourself to that. If you get your name in there by Sunday, I can get you a box in the Super Bowl pool. And you know what? If we do go over the 100 boxes, like the 100 participants, we'll just double down on some boxes, and we'll be able to give away some stuff. Now, let me tell you, we ordered new hats this week. They are gray. If you guys are watching the YouTube, I'll put a picture of them. I don't have them in hand yet. They are at the printers, but the printer printed them off, took a picture of them and sent it to me. They look really awesome. And they're going to go really, really well with the tri kits that we made last year, and the running singlets that you guys had. They're going to match really well. They're going to look really, really, really nice, really spiffy. That's the word of the day. So what we're going to do is, I don't have them in hand yet. I should be getting them next week. But like I said, I see a picture of them. They look pretty good. So I'm just going to kind of go with it and say, we're going to give away 4 hats to the lucky winners of the Super Bowl box pool. So first quarter, halftime, third quarter, final. And if you win the final, we'll give away one of our Team Ordinary shirts as well. You can still join Team Ordinary, by the way, at teamordinary.com. It's not a closed club by no stretch. We're taking new memberships all the time. Just go over there and check it out. And, we still have all the stuff. The white hats will be replaced with the new ones. We are out of white hats. And instead of ordering the white ones, we ordered some sort of charcoal gray ones that go with our kits a little bit better. But you'll see, if you're watching the YouTube, you've seen it already. So, yeah, we'll be doing that. We'll be doing the Super Bowl box pool. I don't know, man. What do you guys think of the Super Bowl this year? I don't know why. Maybe it's still the COVID hangover. I don't know, but I'm not really very excited about it. I don't know that I have a dog in this fight. Part of me is like, I'm still a Jets fan, and the Tom Brady thing, it's like, all right, You get a little sick and tired of the Tom Brady thing, but you have to have respect for it. I mean, the guy's the greatest player of all time. There's no way around it. And for him to just to play for how many years with the same team, going to how many Super Bowls over and over and over again, and then just saying, all right, I'm going to go win with this team now. And here he is. He's right in the Super Bowl again. And if he wins it, I mean, that's the nail in the coffin. I think then he probably rides off into the sunset after that one. Who knows? Maybe not. The guy could play forever for all I know. And on the other hand, we have the Chiefs. And the Chiefs, they won it last year. They look super strong. I don't know how they keep all their players with the salary cap the way it's set up. You ever just wonder that? You see some really bad teams, and they're like, oh, they have no salary cap room. Well, who are they paying? Who are they paying? They all suck. Who are they paying? And then the team like the Chiefs, they got all these really good players that are on like massive contracts, and you're like, how the hell did that happen? But here they are again. And I think, the thing that you worry about with the Chiefs is, hey, maybe they're the next Patriots. And if they win this one, they're on their way. I mean, Mahomes is super young. And he could be there just as long as Tom Brady, which is not really a good thing for the AFC. And who knows? But let's not talk too much about the Super Bowl. I don't know who to root for. I don't know. Can someone please help me? I think I'm kind of leaning. I don't know. I want to say I'm kind of leaning towards the Bucs. And I don't necessarily have any affinity for that. I just feel like it would be a nice kind of like cap on that guy's record just to say, it wasn't Belichick, it was me. And here it is. I'm the greatest of all time. And, it's like, I don't know. Part of me just doesn't want him to be the greatest of all time, but still, it's still impressive. It's still impressive. So I think it's going to be what it's going to be. And it's happened to me many times in the past where I think I'm rooting for one side and then I start watching the game and I wind up in my brain rooting for the other side instead. I'll probably just root for my Super Bowl box pool to come in. So I don't even know. I don't even know it's going to be a game time decision who I'm going to root for on Sunday. But we are going to do the Super Bowl boxes. We are going to give you, we'll get that out by the end of the week. And if you register for the Ordinary Marathon between now and Sunday, we will get you your own box as well. And registration, $10, guys. And the race is awesome. We got new announcements coming out soon about the race. It's going to be, this is going to be the best one yet for sure. And I know like 40 or 45 of you guys have already registered. You did the Ordinary half. That still applies. You were already registered, so don't worry about that. But we're still open for registration. We will be for another few months, and we'll start to talk about that a little bit more as we get closer and closer. So let's talk now. We'll turn a little bit towards the workouts from the week. Now, I talked to you guys on Wednesday, and if you recall, I did oversleep on Wednesday intentionally, missed my run, and was going to make it up. And that's sort of, when you have a tough schedule, and especially when you have a 2-year-old, sometimes when you miss the morning run and you still have you still have it in mind that you have to do it. And even though you want to do it so badly, sometimes things go awry and you miss it. And I know that that's always a danger when I miss the 5 a.m. workout, whether it be run or bike. It becomes, you wake up at 5 a.m., you get out of bed, you're going to do the workout 100% sure. 100% chance that if I get out of bed before 5 o'clock, I will get that workout done. Now, if I don't, the odds go way down. It probably gets cut to like 60%. But I did have a good window of opportunity on Wednesday to get it done, and I did. And after I did the podcast, which took a little while longer to edit because I wanted to put the video in and all that stuff. So I needed to be a little bit more cautious with the editing. But once I got that done, I still had that window of opportunity. I got on the treadmill and I did that workout. It was the Zwift Academy Run Workout 6, which was basically just a few increasing intervals, increasing speed intervals. I wound up doing a little bit over 4 miles over the course of the day of the run in about 50 minutes. Which the pace wasn't very strong, but it wasn't really the overall pace. There were speed intervals. So in between the speed intervals were very, very slow recovery efforts. So you can't really go by that. So when some people sometimes I give clients like speed intervals and they say, oh, well, my pace wasn't that good. And it's like, well, we don't care about pace really during speed intervals. Were your intervals were they, speed intervals? Were they taxing? Were they good efforts? Yes, they were. So great. That's what it was. We don't really look at pace. The recovery efforts can be walks. You can walk a recovery effort. There's no reason to really analyze those, your mile effort, your 1 mile effort, when you're doing intervals, especially short speed intervals. It's just not necessary. So, it was a good workout. I really, really enjoy the Zwift workouts, the Zwift run workouts. It's just a nice variety. You don't have to like think about it when you go out. You don't have to write all of, your intervals on your arm, or do the math with your watch as you're running to see how many minutes you have left and stuff like that. It just pops on the screen and you just follow the directions, and you get the work done. So I feel really good about that. Then the thing after that was I was up against a deadline. I had to get my USA Triathlon ride in for the following week, which is next Wednesday, by the way. So if you're on Zwift cycling, definitely join us Wednesday at 6:00 next week for the USA Triathlon ride. This ride was it's hard to be creative, right? Because it's like, how many workouts can you possibly do? So sometimes it's a little bit hard to be creative. So the ride I have for Wednesday is challenging. And I got to tell you, when I did it myself, I set some records, man. I worked pretty hard at it. The thing is, not only is it challenging, but it's also, there's an option. It's optional torture. Let's call it. It's optional torture. You have the ability. It's not like I set you a goal that you have to reach. You have the ability to sort of either go after it as hard as you can or not. And if you're going after it and you kind of like falter in the middle and you're like, and you're cooked, that's fine. There's lots of little small intervals in between with significant recovery time in between. And I think, I don't know, I think it's fun. I think it was a fun concept I put together. I'm looking forward to seeing it on Wednesday in action and seeing how people do and seeing the feedback that we get from it. Something different. I hope. And we'll see. But it was a good workout for me on Wednesday. So I wound up, not only it's like, all right, you wake up and you skip the morning workout and you feel terrible. But in your brain that you have 2 workouts to do, and then you get them both done and they felt really good. So, hey, I'm just gonna go with it. I think that Wednesday was a very productive day for me in that regard. Sent the workout off to USA Triathlon. We'll see how it goes next Wednesday. I'm looking forward to that. Yes. So then we go into yesterday, which was Thursday, obviously. We got up at 5 a.m. I didn't miss it that time. So 5 a.m. we got up on the bike, and did it was called escalating 3-minute VO2 max intervals. Basically, they were really strong intervals, 3-minute intervals. There were 4 of them with adequate, almost exactly what I was talking about, with adequate recovery in between. And, it was a good workout. And, at some point, those last few sets, as the resistance was escalating, and those 3 minutes is a long time when it's tough. 3 minutes is a long time to hang on. But we all did. I think it was me and Ron and Todd Seiden and Mike Romans. All of us got through it. I know Mike said it was one of the tougher workouts that he had done. I felt that way too. Ron must have had an FTP too low. We might have to do an FTP test with Ron, because he didn't. I don't think he felt as taxed as we did. We were gassed when we finished that one. After that, we rolled into our 6 a.m. ride, which is Mike Roman's ride. And that one was, so Mike picks the course for that one. He picked a little bit of a tougher course. I wound up overlaying a workout over top of it because I didn't want to work the hills as hard, following our workout ride. My goal there was just to get some zone 2 work in, and I was able to do it. We rode for 2 hours on Thursday morning, and then, Thursday night, who joined us on Thursday morning? Kyle Lundquist joined us, and Marcy, I don't know your last name, but, Marcy joined us as well. So, but a good ride, a good ride at 5, a good ride at 6. Thursday night was our trivia ride. We did some Who Am I trivia, and that ride is just exploding. We had 3 or 4 new people join us on last night's ride. I think overall the attendance was down a little bit. We had like 20, 25 people. We've been having 30, but the ride is still great, man. And it's just so much fun. I think what it offers is, a lot of you guys on Zwift, you go on, you work hard. You do races, you do training rides, but it's those zone 2 efforts. And we all know that we need those zone 2 efforts, right? We need those, right? That 80-20 rule where 80% of the work is supposed to be done at zone 2, 20% is supposed to be done at higher intensity. And you need those zone 2 efforts. And in order to kind of go on to Zwift and just sort of enjoy the day, right? I know some people do workouts during these things too. You can totally do a workout in these things, but just to kind of enjoy it, to kind of hang out and laugh. We have so much fun. And do the trivia ride. It's been great. So we did I added another about hour worth of cycling on top of the 2 hours yesterday morning and felt really good about it. Tonight is, so today is Friday and we have our Friday 5 at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. Ron Booz is handling that. So if you're interested in running a 5K and you're on Zwift with us, come join us on for those runs tonight. Again, it doesn't have to be a race. It's a 5K, but it doesn't have to be a race. If it's not in your training regimen at the moment, you can just go. You can walk it, you can run it, you can do intervals, or you can race it. You can do whatever you like. It's not the chase. Definitely not the chase this time. But looking forward to that. Saturday, we'll be doing stage 7 of Tour de Zwift. We were kind of, the last couple of days, Ron and Mike and I were talking, and we were kind of juggling the idea of maybe doing a brick workout, a bike, then a run, or some other type of workout, but it just wasn't really flowing right. I do not like, so stage 7 of the Tour de Zwift is a gravel bike ride, and I despise the gravel bike rides on Zwift. I don't get it. Like, I think the thrill of gravel bike riding is just that, you're in the gravel. And when you're on the trainer, to mock the gravel is like, just all you're doing is slowing us down for no reason whatsoever. And I feel like maybe they could just put a toggle. Like, if you want the experience of gravel, press the gravel button and then you can just, they'll just make you slower. Right. It drives me nuts. It drives me a little bit insane, but, I don't enjoy it as much. Anyway, after a long discussion, we've decided that we are going to do the gravel ride. We're going to do the longer ride tomorrow at 8 a.m. So if you guys are looking to join us, we'll be out there. We'll be out there riding hard. I'll be there for a longer time than they will. Those hills they're not treacherous, but they're annoying and they're out there. Getting some work done. It'll, I don't know exactly how long it's going to take me. That's another thing. When you don't normally ride in the gravel, I don't know. We did a gravel ride. Me and Mike Romans did a gravel ride maybe last week or 2 weeks ago. And we're like, why are we going so slow? And why is it taking so long to get through this route? It was only like 15 miles and it took us like over an hour to get through it. So it's frustrating, but, it's good work and it's all good work. In the end, honestly, it's just about getting the work done, right? It's just about getting the work. I don't want to complain about it. It's just about pedaling the pedals and getting the resistance and doing the things that you need to do to train and get better. That's the goal, and that's going to happen. So basically last night I just capitulated. I said, you know what? And we're not going to do the brick. Not only are we going to do the ride, but we're going to do the hardest ride they offer. We'll do the longer ride there, A ride. And that's what we're doing at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And I don't know if we'll be live. We're going to be live streaming, but I don't know if we're going to have the Zoom call yet. We haven't really talked about it. We'll talk about it in the morning, or we'll talk about it tonight and figure that out. But if you're going to be riding with us and you want to be on the Zoom call tomorrow, definitely let me know. And if we do the Zoom call, I will send you the link, Travis Heidebrink. Anyway, that being said, then we go into Sunday. Sunday is long run day. It's also Super Bowl Sunday. So got to get those long runs done on the earlier side on Sunday. I think we had a plan that we were going to do Sunday long runs together. My Sundays are kind of just all over the place though. So it's really hard for me to know when I'm going to have that window of opportunity to do the run. So I have nothing specific in there. If you guys want to set something up for yourselves, and then if I can join you, I'll try. That's fine. My goal right now is I'm looking at this from how many miles am I going to run? I have been building up my long runs in the last couple weeks. It's gone from 4 miles. And we jumped it up. We got up to 6, and then we had the treadmill issues that kind of a couple weeks where I felt really good, but the treadmill would stall on me, and I'd be coming up short. But I still felt good. So last week I went for 8 miles, and I got them done. And not only did I get them done, but I felt good. I felt good getting them done. Can I do 9? I think so. Right now, I got to tell you. So I have a race in July. And then we're looking at potentially doing an ultra, a 50K in October. So though I still have time, it's still early February. So I have 5 months until July. And really, I'm looking at a build. I want to build up to about a 15-mile run, even though the 70.3 run portion is 13.1. It's a half marathon. But after you do the swim and the bike to then get off and do the half marathon, you need a little bit extra. So I'm trying to at least train for up to 15 miles and get my fitness up to that point. And look, if I'm at 8-9 miles right now, I still have some time to build. But I do want to get to that build point. I do want to keep increasing the mileage over the weekends. So we're going to do that at just a nice slow pace, and we're going to go from 8. I should have more of a plan. I'm a coach, It's like I have plans for everybody else, but I don't have one for myself. That's like a common theme for me. I wonder if I bet a lot of other coaches feel the same. And what happens is that as a coach, a lot of times I like to do workouts with my clients. So sometimes in the middle of the week, it's like, hey, let's go on Zwift and do this thing. And really, it throws my plan out the window, but that's not the point. My plan is to be the coach. So I don't necessarily have a plan. It's kind of all over the place. And I bet a lot of coaches kind of go through the same thing. So yeah, I'm going to go for 9 miles on Sunday. I think I also was a little bit hesitant to say it because, being on this workout now, being on Zwift, once I say it, I got to do it because you guys are going to see it. And there's no there's no coming up short. There's no, it's 9 miles, get it done and see what happens. And I'll have you to answer for on Monday if I don't do it. That being said, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you enjoy the Super Bowl. I hope you be safe out there. Get your work done. I hope you guys are being just as productive as we are here. And remember that patreon.com/ordinary marathoner if you want to get your name on the scroll. That's coming up in just 2 minutes. And remember, every day is an ordinary day unless you make it extraordinary. So get after it, guys.